And Nate, you happen to call Seattle your own hometown as well. Here's Steve David from the great state of Florida, one of the only drivers from that area. And here's Terry Troxell coming to the start-finish line.
Well, he looks a little early to me. The other guys are way behind him. Either that or they're all way late. So I don't know. No, Terry is definitely early on the start. He's having a lift right now. You can see the tail is down. He's over the gun. He's over the line for sure.
The green flag was not completely up. Terry Troxell will be penalized for crossing that.
Oh, and he's going to the pin, too. He's going to the pin, which is going to get Villwock wet. Definitely. Yeah, you saw that coming a mile ago.
Villwock went right through that rooster tail, and there you see Villwock's Miss Elam U16 all washed out. The engine is out. There's no fire in the back of that Elstrom manufacturing boat.
You know, it looked like there was overlap, but one of those things where you jump the gun like that, the radio guy must have told him he'd jump the gun. That's an unfortunate call.
And Nate, obviously this bodes well for Steve David, who had a solid boat to begin with, but now the competition has gotten a lot less fierce.
It sure has, but you know, it's a great race. Once that call's been done, once the boats are dead, you got to go out there and race your own program. And right now, the Oboy Oberto's having to race Ken Muscatel on the inside.
And how about Dr. Ken Muscatel? Not only is he neck and neck with one of the better boats on the water, but he's got the inside lane.
Yeah, Ken usually gets the inside lane, but some of that is because these other drivers know that Ken's boat isn't as fast as the rest of them. Sometimes they give it to him.
And Steve David, to wit, pulls ahead of Dr. Ken Muscatel. We're on board with the Oboy Oberto. That's the U6 driven by Steve David, and he looks like he has a clear path to victory. Remember, Terry Troxell's still out there, still racing, but he's a lap down.
Yeah, he sure is. We just got the official word that he did jump the gun, so he is back a lap. And, you know, unfortunately for Steve David, he has to contend with the waves that boat is leaving. If you watch from this onboard camera, you can see the waves on the outside. You come to the corner, Steve has to go over those waves, control the boat, keep it on the water, because those waves upset the condition of the boat.
It's one of the unique things about hydroplane racing. A boat out of contention can still be in the front and wreak havoc for all the other boats.
Yeah, just ask Dave Villwock on that one.
What a beautiful shot on Lake Washington. You see all the greenery, you see downtown Seattle skyline, and Dr. Ken Muscatel is having arguably the weekend of his life in a race boat.
Yeah, he's doing great for KISW, a local radio station there in Seattle. That was my first turbine ride, was a KISW boat, so it's kind of neat seeing them back on the water still after all these years.
And look at the kind of a beating that a hydroplane driver, now it's no wonder why you're in the broadcast booth with me. I mean, you see their helmets just banging around inside that cockpit.
That's why I'm only 5'7" tall, though, actually.
There's Steve David in the Oboy Oberto. He's not much taller than you, Nate, but he knows how to handle a boat, and he's looking square in the eyes of another heat victory here in 3A.
These onboard camera shots are awesome. The gauge on the left-hand side you see is the N2 gauge. That's the speed of the RPM of the engine, and it's great. 110 is the max you can do. That's where he is right now.
And we're turning into the final turn down the stretch for Heat 3A, and Steve David has run away with this victory. What started out as a very exciting field with Dave Villwock and Terry Troxell has turned into a runaway for the Oboy Oberto.
Once again, survival of the fittest. He's proved he's the fittest right now.
A war of attrition won by Steve David, and a much valued 400 points as he crosses the finish line in Heat 3A.
And Ken Muscatel bringing home the KISW Miss Rock in second place. They need those points. Another person that got very valuable points was Dave Villwock. He raced that boat with no front wing. He did a great job with no control surface. Elam, the U16 with that missing front wing. You can see Eric Elstrom looking at that. He's going, I've got a lot of work to do. Let's get this thing out of the water so we can fix it before the next heat.
So obviously the boat's not coming back looking the same way that it did when it went out on the water. Can you describe what happened?
Looked like the 13 boat jumped the gun by quite a ways, and then he came across, and you know, I was trying to get out of the way, but you know, I just tore some parts off the boat. So luckily we just were able to get it across the finish line again.
Was that the ultimate decision on Sven's part to say finish the heat and don't bring it in right away?
No, I think we were trying to go, but when somebody jumps the gun by that far, it messes everything else up. And then he could have left this room. He knew he jumped the gun, but he decided to do that, and that's just what happens.